Good morning, YouTube. Robert Firestone, flyover state of West Virginia. I hadn't been on in a while, and everybody's having to migrate to other platforms. And me personally, it'll probably be BitChute. I've got some things that kind of disappoint me about YouTube, considering for everybody that wants to kind of, I guess, take up for YouTube in the background, saying that the business is theirs. It may be theirs, but the problem of it is, what we all fail to realize or think about is it wouldn't have been for us, the creator of all different types, cooking shows, car shows, hunting, fishing, carpentry, about anything and everything we can possibly think of. It's like a DIY network. Truthful information, bullcrap information, anything and everything. The difference between YouTube and the mainstream media is it don't take long to find somebody that's willing to tell you the truth, and the mainstream media is anywhere from 2 to 10% truth and the rest a lie, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm kind of making this for me and everybody. It's 8:24 a.m., 11/25/2019. Okay. YouTube, anybody with a half of a neuron to rub together in their brain, okay, understands that you are, and we know, or you're run and operated by the deep state. Google and you are in bed together. Understand that. Google owns you. If any of y'all that's got any deep pockets ought to think about this real hard. And for whoever the owner of YouTube is now, you ought to think about this real hard too. Being you all are part of the deep state, and there's no denying it. No denying it whatsoever. Okay? I don't understand why y'all not trying to play both sides of the coin like the deep state always does. And what I mean by this is, you all ought to get together, take and buy YouTube, leave the format that y'all trying to go to and keep building it like you want, okay? But also have another YouTube behind your YouTube that links together, that allows the everyday individual to get out here and do what they have been doing for many, many years. Because here's the way I see it. And I'm pretty sure if anybody, like I said, has a half a neuron to rub together, they'd be thinking this way too. If it wasn't for the creators out here, I'm sure y'all's platform was not started off this way to think this way. If it wasn't for us as the creators, and I'm just an infant in all of this, considering how long YouTube's been around and how many videos is there. I've looked at y'all's statistics on since 2015. I think your statistics is a lie about all the people and videos that y'all have taken down. I think it's way more than that. But that's a statistic that y'all don't really want the truth out, and I understand that. But okay, the long and short of it, if it wasn't for us, you would not be where you're at right now. Okay? Anybody that sells anything has an understanding that if you create the right kind of clientele, you always have somebody coming back to you. Word of mouth is the best advertising in the world, because you take somebody's opinion that's standing in front of you or making a video a lot more serious than you do with $1 million ad commercial. And what don't make no sense to me is y'all are claiming that due to y'all's ad revenue, if we're not able to uphold to y'all's standards on ad revenue, when y'all's standards are oxymorons, okay? None of it makes no sense. Your rules, your regulations, or none of it makes any kind of sense. But y'all's playbook don't make no sense. So your deep state buddies don't make a whole lot of sense. But people are going to find out, and y'all are going to find out, that y'all's domination for many, many years only has a timeline up to a certain point. And that's going to come down on y'all so hard and so fast. So I'm kind of urging y'all, if y'all will think of this in a serious manner, okay? I'm nobody of any significant educational value when it comes to the kind of stuff and promotions and producers and video editors and all this other stuff that is sitting around in these control rooms in these internet companies, making commercials, bringing in commercials. Y'all's top picks, a lot of them are just plumb idiots, okay? Nonsensical bullshit. If you would think, like I said, come up with YouTube too, or hell, call it your thought, okay? An underlying situation for creators, okay? The creators that follows the drowning propaganda that you've done put on everybody once a month, drag them over to the other side, launch them, see how many commercials you can put on it. I love how y'all propagandize people, drag them down, demonetize their videos, everything y'all can possibly do against this individual and us, then turn around and can put commercials before they come on, and sometimes even commercials in their videos, because they ride that line just a little, okay? And you're still making money off of them. We understand that we as people and creators may have a hard time trying to get to something that's going to hurt y'all the worst, and it's called money. There's old sayings, and one of them, when it comes to, if you want to stop anybody of any kind of ways or means of messing with you, you take their money. You take things that mean something to them, their wallet. The First Amendment is going to be the bathtub drain for y'all, okay? Because what y'all created didn't have the losing value of what's done been created. And I'd hate to think about the videos that's done been made since y'all been in business, and how much history that y'all went and tried to destroy, being that y'all are like the new Alexandria Library when it comes to the world, for the ones that can get out and actually make videos for all different categories. Like I said, I don't think y'all thinking. And for BitChute, y'all too. I know that y'all seeing y'all's traffic pick up quite a bit for creators. And I'm sure y'all are trying to more get it structured to where it'd be more user friendly. YouTube at one time had like this instant message thing. You could go to an individual's channel and send them a private message. BitChute put that in there under their video categories so individuals can speak to each other. YouTube did it to keep us from spreading the truth. Don't be part of everything that YouTube done. BitChute, do the opposite, and it'll make y'all great. Very, very big, very, very fast. Okay, it's like Q and Trump and all of them said. If you hearing one of these people speak, think mirror, because anything they're saying is usually the opposite. They're like the car salesman that had their brains knocked out, and they've been so-called winning for so long that now soon their winning streak's coming to an end, and their demise is going to be something that's going to freak a lot of people out. That's coming, and I don't think a lot of people has really digested that as of yet. They're so-called heroes in the Democratic Party, the bankers, the lawyers, the doctors, all the people that we're supposed to run around and respect because they got a piece of paper hanging on the wall, or they're in the limelight at 6 o'clock. That's coming to an end. And as far as I know and can tell, the money that's supposed to be there with that RV and the trickle up economics, if it's there, that's going to be a wonderful thing for all of us. Don't know how much. My understanding, it's an X amount, but I've also been hearing this X amount is way higher than what we suspected, because the times and days that's done taken place and made us tradable, valuable instrument on the stock market. A lot of people don't even understand that. My birth certificate even is printed on a bond paper, okay, from a bank. I think people ought, if they're born 50s, 60s, and 70s, they ought to pull out their original birth certificate and look at the bottom of it, and you'll see it. Then they had to run around and take the word account off of the Social Security card, because people was like, what do you mean this is an account number? People started asking too many questions. They've been changing them throughout the years of history. If Google hasn't destroyed it, or there's another search engine out there that a person can get a hold of and go back in time, you ought to look at every 5-year the way it progressed. Say since 1940 up to now, how different the Social Security card looks and how it's wrote and how it's done. I've noticed around here, for the longest time when we first got out here, there was always somebody always asking for my Social Security number. So I do believe things were changing, because now, instead of my Social Security number, they ask just for my name and my birth date. Now I'm thinking to myself, how many Bobby Lewises was born in 1967? 6/8/67. Okay. Yeah, that's my age. And I'm thinking to myself, now how do they keep up with that? But anyway, that's another whole different story. I just got to, I hadn't been on here in a while, and I'm even wondering if it's going to launch. Been watching this little woman out of Colorado, and there's another guy, Martin Brodell, real good at trying to bring the truth. She is too, and they're messing with her hard. I believe more than anything, they understand the human psyche, okay? A lot of people gravitate to a woman quicker than they do a man because they feel like that they could be more truthful, like your mom, okay? The human psyche plays into a lot of this right now on what's going on how we all have been manipulated. For the ones that's woke up, welcome to the woke crowd. Welcome to the truth as never seen before. For the ones that's still asleep, a lot of y'all, I know that y'all have a hard time understanding something when it's right in your face because the program that you're living in, known as the four hidden dynasties, your financial institute, your religious systems, your political systems, and your educational systems, okay? Them fours from cradle to grave, one way or another, it affects you, me, and everybody until the day we die. But they knew what they was doing. I believe somewhere along the line, somebody's done dug it out, and it's not really out there as of yet, but I think it's coming on who really seen this, okay? The bankers understood the financial situation. They knew it a long time ago. I can't remember if it was a Rothschild or someone else. I think it was a Rothschild. Said that it didn't matter who run the country as long as they run the bank. They have the final say so. I don't think it was quite exactly how I quoted it, but that's the gist of it. Okay. Then things that is coming that a lot of people can't see, and I gauge this by talking to people outside my house in the public. Sometimes it's older people, sometimes it's younger people, sometimes in the middle of the line between what I'd consider older and younger. You go too far young, they don't know nothing other than Xbox, PlayStation, or their little girlfriend across the street. But sometimes the younger crowds will blow you away. I watch a lot of DIY type things with homesteaders, and one of the persons that I've got hooked on, I like watching a lot because of the temperament of him, and the guy's name's Justin Rhodes, and he's got a little family and a wife, and they got neighbors, friends, and everybody, but he understood, and he asked he asked all three of his little sons. I don't remember if he asked his daughter or not. He's got three sons and a little daughter. But he asked them, I think it was all three at different times, or maybe in the same video, I can't remember. His middle son asked him what he wanted to do when he grew up, and every one of the sons, even the youngest son, wanted to be a farmer, like, their daddy. Okay? The middle son, and it kind of threw me for a loop because I was like, wow, man, his middle son's got common sense, and he's kind of one of the quietest out of the three. The youngest is the loudest. The oldest is out doing things a man would do, okay, on the farm. The middle one does the same thing, but he's the one that's more reserved and laid back, it seems like. And he said that, asked him, well, why would you want to be a farmer? And he told him, he said, I'd be free. So he already understands in his own way the rat race of the bull and lie of the system that's been created that we've been running around living in. Okay? I can't, some people want to try to say it's a computer animated reality we live in. No, reality is way more real and less fantasized other than the lies. than we could ever make up for ourselves, even though the human mind has a ability for fantasizing and creating way more than each individual even could consider. Some grasp it, and I believe some of them that grasp it. I've watched all kinds of different types of documentaries and videos on the gifted, and some of the things that I listened to them when I was speaking, some of the people that play music and some of the young people that play music. I mean, um, it astonishes me. But, you know, I've heard a few of them say they could actually, when they hear a note, they see the note and it's in color and it comes through them straight to their fingertips or whatever they're playing, their instruments, violins, pianos, saxophones, harmonicas, guitars, banjos. It's totally amazing. And we also got a genre. I don't know if people has really realized this, and it's great. We have a genre of music that anybody that wants to claim racism, they ought to really get into listening to country rap. Okay, these people has such a wide volume and spectrum of talent that it ain't funny. The main thing, though, for me is they are destroying the record industry. They are destroying Hollywood. And what I mean by this is, for the ones that's doing it correctly, I'll use Katie Noel and Upchurch, Ryan Upchurch, okay? He went and bought oh God, I don't know what he paid for it. I guess $160,000, $180,000, $190,000 Lamborghini. It's military green, okay? And he showed his car collection. And he's got a real nice car collection. And he said that the Lamborghini was his most hated car. He didn't like it. He said, but it was his biggest middle finger due to a record industry trying to sign him and trying to entice him with a brand new Lamborghini, like the kid and a piece of candy. You know, that's how he looks at these people, and he understands they're demonic as demon as people. All they're looking for is a way into his wallet. Okay, this young guy's in his late 20s, and he's probably a multimillionaire. The people that is in and around his circle that deals with church and everything he's doing, it seems like he's put them in a path to where they're staying away from the record industries, the music industry, and the Hollywood industry. Okay, there's a group, a friend of mine, Robert Hatfield, lives in Richmond. He turned me on to, I guess it's been about 6, 8 months ago. The group's called Greta Van Fleet. If anybody ever remembers the group Led Zeppelin, please go find Greta Van Fleet and listen to these young guys. Okay, it'll blow you away. The lead singer, the music is so, it sounds, it ain't, they don't play Led Zeppelin. I'm sure they could, because the singer sounds just like Page. Let's see, Robert. I hope I'm saying that right, Page. But anyway, now they're in a soundtrack in a movie. I'm just hoping and praying that they didn't sell themselves out, okay? And I'm hoping they kept their masters in everything they do. But this movie, Ford versus Ferrari or Ferrari versus Ford, they're in part of the soundtrack. And these young guys kick ass when it comes to rock. I mean, just amazing. But anyway, that's just, I guess, some of the things that with YouTube, if y'all are true to yourselves, okay, you masters play this game both sides of the coin. So if you play both sides of this coin by opening up the door of opportunity on what y'all doing for yourselves and moving progressively into y'all's TV format or whatever y'all think is going to make y'all the most money, that's fine. But you ought to really consider about the people that helped got you there, okay? Because if you actually set it up in the correct way, okay? There's a bunch of people out here, like the veterans, Black Rifle Coffee, okay? Let's use them. I guarantee you, if you ask one of them if they would like to be advertised on, say, 30 or 40 YouTube channels, okay, they wouldn't have that much hard press against it unless these YouTube channels are belligerent like me. Okay, I go a little overboard sometimes, and me being blunt, like I said, I had open heart surgery back years ago, and I had a doctor tell me to get rid of my stress. It was better to be upfront and honest and get it over with than put kid gloves on and have to pat somebody on the back and try to explain to them their dicks or assholes. It's better to lay it on the line, get it over with, and go on. That's one of my biggest downfalls right now with Trump and this situation and this so-called rule of law. I don't have no patience because, one, I guess, as you could see these people are guilty, dead rights, period, with just the little bit of information that has come out about these individuals, HRC, Obama, all of them, okay? Every one of these people are well-known crooks. Nancy Pelosi, her whole family was tied to the mob, okay? Schumer's family's tied to the mob. Schiff, he's tied to the Federal Reserve, it looks like, because of his last name. But it aggravates me to see these people still walking around knowing if I would have done something like this, or one of y'all would have done something like this, we would be under the prison. Okay, we'd have an empty jail cell with a little sign in the corner, here lies blah, blah, blah. Okay? But anyway, I know it aggravates me, and I know it aggravates a lot of other people knowing that these people has been found guilty by the court of opinion of the public, okay? But for some reason, man believes that the law is the best way of going at it, and it's got to be done a certain way, and blah, 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 blah. Even though when the Bible tells you that man's law is unjust, you know, I find it an oxymoron. They make you lay your hand on the Bible, swear to God, but it tells you in the Bible that man's law is unjust. They use God when God's important to them. That's the only time. They also, if things go the way it's expected to go, in the beginning of all of this, people, is Donald Trump's site, okay? And I remember reading some of the agenda behind Trump. And if Trump does what Trump needs to get done, and a lot of people ain't going to understand this either, our government will only be left anywhere from low end 15%, high end 25% of what it is now. Okay? There's more than 80-90% of our government that is not needed. Okay? They made air and opportunity for themselves because they seen the money. Okay? He's running around cutting their money faucets off right now. He's making deals with countries once everything gets settled, there's going to be so much money flowing into the United States and in the United States that people ain't going to know what to do. Here's one way to gauge it, I guess, for most people to have maybe a little bit of an understanding, because it's such a large topic. It's hard to explain in increments to where you grasp it, because every one of us think and learn differently. Okay. Go look it up on YouTube. Write a list of everything that's going on in your life right now with your bills, your food, car payment, house payment. Write a list on the right hand side, put a line down the middle of the paper, okay? Or on the left hand side, whichever one y'all want to do. Forgive my camera. Then go look up the prices of what was there in 70 and 71, okay? People's going to say, well, what's that got any damn thing to do with 2019? Because if we would have never went off the gold standard, these prices that we're paying now would have never been here. The credit cards are going to be gone. The credit industry is going to be gone. Okay? A lot of people's living off credit cards. I call it borrowed time. I played that game too. I had AAA credit statuses. I had platinums, gold cards when they first started coming out. I had some of the best. I could walk in a bank and sign my name the next day, go pick up $25,000. That's how much of a credit that I used to have. Then I started seeing how much of a game it was. This is what's going to really freak people out when they don't have no more taxes, and when they actually go to a place and want to rent to buy something, and if there is any interest, it's going to be simple interest, okay, occurred when the payment is paid, not daily, okay. People's going to be like, oh my God, it says $1,000. I paid $1,100. Oh my God, instead of paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for $1,000 loan. There's going to be a whole lot of changes coming, and a lot of people are not going to understand it. Okay, man, I'm not saying this to belittle anybody or sound like I'm trying to say people's retarded, but we've forgotten a lot of our history. I'm just sitting here looking at the credit card thing. It's going to be gone, okay? And taxes, as we know it, there's no need in none of these things. There never was. It was a way for the central banks and the feds to take and take and take and take. I watched a video one time on the Fed, and I believe it's been taken down off of YouTube because too many people started watching it and wising up. They take in $1,000. Okay, they'll take that $1,000 the individual, say me or you, put in there, and they'll loan that $1,000 out, say 100 times, but that $1,000 is all is there. Or say they loan it out, say 100 times. Okay, every time they do that, there's another $1,000 created, plus interest on top of that $1,000 that was created. Okay, it was created out of thin air. There was only 1,000 to start with. Now they've got, let's just say 10 to make it easier, 10 more $1,000 that was created off the back of that $1,000. Don't you wish that we could do that? That's called counterfeiting in our world. But anyway, I'll let y'all go. Peace to all of y'all. Love y'all. Oh, Bloomberg jumped into the mix and like he's going to do something. I think it'd be funny as hell if somebody could get it to Trump. It would just, I'd probably roll around on the floor till I peed on myself. Him come out at one of his rallies carrying a 32 ounce or a 64 ounce Coca-Cola with Bloomberg wrote down the side or on the one side of it with the big red letters, Bloomberg. Him sucking down that cold drink. That'd be funny as hell. And for the ones that know, y'all would probably get a kick out of it if you thought about it. But for the ones that don't know, and a lot of people don't know what's going on in this world, Bloomberg is the one that made it illegal to have such things in New York. Also, the armpit of the United States, known as Virginia, y'all going to lose this gun battle again. All of the counties, the people, I thought there was a bunch of retarded people still living in Virginia, but apparently there's the smart people's coming out of the woods. They're all making their counties constitutional carry sanctuary counties. Okay, the law was it's called the Dick Act in 1902. I know it ain't what y'all thinking, but anyway, I think they ought to all go find that Dick Act and read it real close, because it states in that Dick Act that no one will ever be able to take our guns away from us. Ever. But they keep running around in their little fantasy fucking minds and world that they play in, okay, acting like they're going to be able to do something, fearing people, because fear is the control factor that's been around for a very long time, and they've used the shit out of it. It's time to quit being scared. It's time to start having a voice. It's time to start standing up. It's time to let these people know they work for us. We don't work for them. Peace to all y'all. Sorry I overrun it a little bit. This is probably one of the longest videos I think I've ever made. But I hadn't been on in a while, and I just wanted to see if I'd be able to even launch a video. If it never gets out, it's recorded to my laptop, and I have a 1 terabyte hard drive, so I'm good on that. Peace to all y'all. I hope y'all get this. I've had some other subscribers tell me that they hadn't seen me in a long time, and they like seeing me, and y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. We're having a Boston butt, and we're having turkey breast, but it's been, I don't know what kind of seasoning's on it, but it's also been wrapped in bacon. I don't know what it is about men and bacon. Every damn one of us love bacon for some reason. Most of us, anyway. But anyway, peace to y'all. Happy Thanksgiving, and let's see if I can get out there.